There you go. Yay, my coffee. I just need a sip. Oh, yes.
I miss my cup.
I'm sorry.
So am I.
Green looks good on you. It's okay. Hi.
You're talking like the yoga instructors. And you are doing a yoga.
Good
yes,
girl.
good girl. My boobies.
How's it, guys?
How's it, guys?
It has been a minute.
It's been many long times. It's been a year. My boobs.
But today is beautiful, and we wanted to check in.
Yeah, we've been wanting to. We've been busy. Yeah, been quite busy.
Life has happened.
Yeah.
It is always happening.
We wanted to specifically check in today to share with you guys that we are good.
We are doing really well, actually. And I think that we realized that this morning.
We've been really hard on ourselves about the garden, and because things aren't really doing as well as we'd hoped, and
We knew it would be a gamble with new soil and everything like that, being on this property for the first season. She's having so much fun. But it's tough when you've had to start over so many times and your brain has all the knowledge of how things should work and grow, but the soil doesn't have that knowledge and the plants don't have that knowledge.
and what's worse is when you have people that started after you, whose journeys you are following, and you can't help but compare yourself. It's this stupid human trait that we have, where we compare ourselves to others, and honestly,
It gets you
causes
down.
it causes a lot of like self-doubt, and you know.
And then all that happens is you look outside and see what's not growing and what you're not harvesting, and the fact that you have to go to the shop again.
But what I said to Mika this morning is, you know what, is yes, we started doing what we're doing 3-4 years ago, but we're only starting this now. This is our beginning. And if you look at it in that way, that this is just our beginning, we're doing really well. We have abundance in many other ways. We've already harvested a whole bunch of stuff, and compared to if we think back on when we actually did start, you know, there wasn't much. You know, we literally, I mean, and we tried a lot of stuff. A good example was lentils. I mean, I don't know how many of you have actually tried to grow lentils, but they are very underwhelming.
It's these tiny little spindly viney plants that are about this big, and then they make these pods that are this big, and then inside each pod is 1 or 2 lentils. That's it. No more.
So that was like, and that's like 3 years ago.
That was a long time ago.
Stories. So I guess, yeah, the point is we're actually not doing too bad, and we harvested a handful of miniature cherry tomatoes this morning.
Yeah.
Like even smaller than cherry tomatoes, small.
Because they're growing in a worm bucket, so the nutrition is whack, and they're...
Well, not to mention they probably came from a seed that wasn't great.
Yeah.
Like, you know...
If it was good, we would have saved it.
But the fact is that it's growing, and they're producing. And I mean, I get like 1 or 2... Kajari beats us to it.
We don't get much, yeah. She loves tomatoes.
She eats them off of the plant, and you can see her sometimes. You catch her when she's busy chewing one off, and then there's just this floppy skin left behind. But this morning I was able to harvest like a couple of them, and it's quite cool, man. Like, they're cute, and they're just tiny foods.
Yeah. We might even get a harvest of sweet corn. So we're growing just in the native soil. We've planted everything in the native soil. Our sweet corn should already have been harvested because it's harvestable in 3 months. It's been in there now 4 months. it's this high from the ground. So like it's knee high, which it shouldn't be that small, but it's tasseling and it's silting. So we might get miniature sweet corn. That'll be fun.
So also just to mention that one of our main focuses when we started here was that we were going to plant directly into the existing soil because we want to observe.
Yeah.
And those of you that have, looked into kind of working with nature or have done a permaculture course or any kind of working with nature system, a lot of it is seeing what's happening, observing,
Take the time
taking
to observe.
time and just taking a step back and looking at what nature is doing by itself.
Yeah.
So for that reason, we decided that we wanted to try the soil as it is. So we've been experimenting in the way that we're trying in different areas on the property. We're trying different things. But the fact is that the soil is not being, we haven't done anything to it. So the fact that there is even growth
Yeah.
is already pretty cool.
It is good.
So yeah. And the point is to see what's happening and what we can do then on the next round to improve it.
Yeah, because the thing is, we're kind of in this for the long game, so we want to take the time to observe so that we can take the time to improve, build soil, see what does well, and then put things in place that will really thrive and last us a long time, as opposed to jumping in, bringing in all kinds of amendments, deciding to do raised beds and just doing all this stuff that
It's not sustainably,
and
it is, so it's tricky because people, everyone has their own way of going about things, and Mika and I are very passionate about, to put it bluntly, to do as little as possible.
Basically.
Because at the end of the day, there's nothing more sustainable than literally not having to do anything. Setting up a system that is 100% just sorting itself out.
Yeah.
So we're trying a different approach to being able to do that. Whereas another family would be taking an approach of actually bringing in a whole bunch of soil or whatever it is to make such a system work. We're doing it in a bit of a different angle, and that's okay.
And the thing is also, there was always a chance that the soil would be perfect.
Yeah.
And we would have planted and had the best season ever.
And some places here, the soil is perfect.
Yeah.
And we have some stuff that's doing really well. And we wouldn't have known that if we'd brought in a whole bunch of stuff. We wouldn't have known that there's actually perfectly good soil in those areas.
Yeah.
So, these are important things. But my point is also just to remind everyone that we also go about things in a slightly different way. So that doesn't mean that we don't know that there are other ways. We are very much aware. We're just trying this way now.
Yeah.
We've tried some other ways in the past, and we're trying this way now.
We've had a period of being very, not aggressive, but very active. And along with the fact that we're doing a lot of other things besides just gardening, we've decided to take a more observant approach this time around. And it's very informative, and we're learning a lot. And future seasons, I think our harvests will just be that much more abundant.
Yeah, I mean, already I can see our next one being amazing because we'll do some effort after these harvests to improve the soil. Not to mention that their mere existence in the soil is improving the soil.
That's it.
Which is a key thing that that's often overlooked.
Yeah.
But we've been through some kind of feelings about sharing stuff on social media. I don't know, some of you may have noticed we haven't been as active as we used to be, and that's because we decided to remove the pressure for ourselves.
Yeah.
We decided that we remembered that the whole reason for us sharing our journey and everything that we do is to share what we are doing. and there seems to be this, man, it's suddenly gotten way worse than it's ever been before, where people are just they're really rude, I think,
Almost.
on on people who post things. There's
Yeah.
a lot of judgment and rudeness, and people that are edu- everyone's an expert.
Basically, every comment is just you're doing it wrong, or you should be doing it that way,
Yeah.
or do you know that you're supposed to do it this way, or
And I know that everyone that has a social media following knows what we're talking
Yeah.
about. It's sometimes it's like you can't roll your eyes back in your head far enough. Like it's it's painful.
yeah,
Because you, at the end of the day, you don't know the people that you're
commenting on.
commenting on,
Yeah.
and you don't know what their experiences are, and how long they've been doing what they're doing, or
Yeah.
what they're doing, or what they're.
So I don't know if it's gotten just really bad in the last few months, or if we just suddenly became very aware of it and very annoyed by it.
Yeah.
But it's one of the reasons why we kind of took a step back, besides the fact that we were really busy with some other things with our music. But
It's
Ew.
draining though.
Yeah.
It really took its toll on us. Like we were properly like almost depressed about it. Like honestly,
Yeah.
every time we posted anything, there was so much
Flack.
negative being said that we're just like, cool. So should
What's
we
the
just
point?
stop? Because
Yeah.
I really don't need. Like that's not why I'm sharing. I'm not sharing because I need your advice. And never mind
Yeah.
your rudeness about it.
But I think we've managed to kind of look past that now, and we're ready to just be
Ourselves.
positive and ourselves. We're not trying to aspire to anything.
And we're also ignoring
We
every
are.
every single comment that we're just a little bit like, we're just not gonna.
We're gonna ignore those, and we're just gonna post literally what we're doing when we're doing it, if we feel like it. But we are here, and we are doing really well. And
Yeah.
we also want to remind you guys that you are doing really well.
You're doing really well, even if you've just started. I want to talk about my dad because it's so cool. He went to we booked him a kind of a.
It was a beginner's
garden
gardening.
tea
Yeah, it was a garden tea.
with Margie Tours,
The natural scientist.
Those of you who know the natural scientist, she does these courses around that area. Sorry about the noise.
Excuse the weed eaters.
Every day somebody's cutting
grass.
things down.
Cutting grass, guys. Sorry.
So yeah, she's absolutely amazing, Margie. And my dad we've tried to help him set up a garden before, and it kind of failed because I think he's got issues with water retention in his
Yeah.
garden. And then we suggested doing container gardening on his porch.
balcony, yeah.
But we booked him this session. It was a garden tea talk,
Yeah.
where he just learned so much, and he got his hands dirty and played with worms, and it was very cool. And now he's got like very few little plants that he's looking after on his balcony, and it's just so nice to see him talk about it. So I want to just use that as an example for you guys also that are just starting out. Like, it doesn't matter if you're literally growing two
One
or three
thing,
herbs. It's awesome that you're doing that, because that's, it not only brings you joy, but it's just one less thing that you need to go
And buy.
and purchase.
Yeah.
Plus it's really rewarding.
It's cool. It's so much fun to watch something grow.
Yeah.
And you guys are awesome. And just grow what you can, always.
Yeah, and be proud.
Yes. And don't pressure yourself, because
Yeah.
it's okay.
We also wanted to share with you guys that we've been really busy with our music program and our teaching, and setting up, everything that we need to do even more than what we're doing. Not necessarily more as in time-wise, but more as in being able to bring the kids more access and that kind of thing. So yeah, we're basically gonna be posting a little bit more about that, and not.
Yeah.
we've been feeling kind of like we shouldn't post about our music stuff on our page because it's not,
Because it's an off-grid page.
yeah, or like a garden page or a sustainable page or whatever the reason is that you're following our page. But then I also was like, but the
But
people that
yeah.
are following our page, you're following us and our story.
It's
and,
our page.
and this is part of our story.
Yeah.
And we started teaching music here in February, and it's just
Blossomed.
amazing. It's just amazing, and the kids are amazing, and they're really enjoying it. And we've been kind of branching out a little bit and trying to reach some more kids. And for those of you that are following that side of our journey, know that we're trying to, raise some funds to do a bit more of that, where we're able to take music to more kids.
Yeah.
And just have a jam. Like we did a really cool
We just love it.
jam just the other day with just a whole bunch of local kids joining us and just making music together. And we want to
do more of that.
and we want to teach little crash courses as much as we can, so that a kid can literally just know the basics and then be able to pursue their own kind of path from there on, or end up with us doing private lessons. For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, Mika and I are both music teachers.
We're both musicians too.
What? I am.
So that's our Music Sprouts page is active on our website and on Facebook. So if you don't know what we're talking about, you can go check it out there.
Music Sprouts, but we'll be posting more of that.
Yes.
And frankly, we understand if that's not the kind of thing you want to be seeing, please feel free to not follow it. But it's our page, and
the fact is, we started the page to share our life, and at that point, our life was only off-grid and sustainability. Since then, our life has changed to include some other things, because at that time we had also taken a step back from music. And we're very grateful that music is now back in our lives, because it was actually a very important part of our lives.
Yeah, and we kind of were neglecting it for quite a while because we were so busy with everything else.
And now we're more well-rounded. I don't know what inclusive. Our lives are back to where they should be, and we're gonna be sharing all of that.
Speaking of, if you are finding yourself along the garden route for holidays at any point, we have gigs, and you can actually come watch us play and have a chat. We don't have a lot of time to chat, but we definitely will chat to you afterwards if you come through.
Yeah.
So come through. Storms River Village, Taste Bistro, amazing little farm stall bistro, art gallery.
It's pretty cool.
It's really cool to visit the bistro in general, but then also just come visit the village.
Yeah,
because it's awesome. But yeah, our dates you'll see on our social media. We've been sharing. I think it's tomorrow night and
next week Friday,
29th.
Potentially more Fridays after that.
Yeah, we're hoping to do more. So yeah, if you find yourself around, just give us a shout and ask us if you know you're coming through at some point. Go like, are you playing at any point during this time, and we can let you know. I think
that's what we had to share with you this morning.
Kajari is doing very well.
She is wonderful.
Come,
we're
say
very
hi.
Very proud of her.
Come on.
She's gonna bring her stick.
Come show everyone your stick. What's that? It's my bark, because it's my bark and I bark. And I bark with my bark. Yes.
So I think that's us for this video.
Our Vliaries.
Yeah.
It has been a while.
Thanks
for having coffee with us.
Yeah, we had coffee this time. Have a great weekend, guys.
I also I have been building, but we'll share some more about that.
The house is a constant project.
Yeah.
It's looking cuter than ever. We'll show you at some point.
Yeah, we'll do another video soon. Or maybe not.
Who knows?
See how we feel.
Have a great weekend and a good Christmas.
Festive season.
And whatever
holidays.
Holiday you're celebrating, and a great new year, and be safe.
And see you on the flip-flop of 2024.
That's it. Bye. Oh, no. Okay.